first best man. Best man. Pat and my relationship started in the mid-'80s. And 35 years, 32 weeks, and a couple days later, but who's counting? Patrick is finally admitting publicly that I am the best man.
Well said.
Though, at the time growing up, we got along as well as siblings do. But early on, I learned that Patrick really didn't like sharing the spotlight. As a newborn, the first day I was brought home, Patrick walks in with his hands behind his back, and he goes, "I got a cookie for me and a cookie for my abuelo." And that was the first time he tried to get rid of me. I was a newborn, come on. And other attempts also include driving into ditches while I was in the passenger seat, escaping OC police while I was in the passenger seat. And even this Thursday, I went kayaking with Patrick, and he gave me the kayak with a broken rudder and happily pushed me out into the Mondo River. The kayak would U-turn left and slightly turn left. So I'm out there drifting further and further in circles, and right now I'm just really hoping this isn't a hallucination over the Atlantic Ocean right now. Adrian and Patrick, I want you to please take a minute to look into each other's eyes, because I'm sharing these stories with you because right now, Adrian, statistically, you're staring at the person most likely to murder you. And I'm gonna pass the torch on to you. Go ahead. Hey, I'm still here. You have to stick up for yourself. And when I was 6 and Patrick was 8, we went to a Columbus Clippers minor league baseball game. The game gets out, and my mother, right there, oh wait, I lost my spot. No. She bought us a mini baseball bat. So the game ends and the mass exodus starts to leave, and now my cousin Robbie and I decided it was the best time possible to start playing home run derby with everybody out there. So in the crowded stadium halls, we're shoulder to shoulder, but I had 9 outs, and this shot was going to be to tie it. So in comes the pitch, and as Mammy would say, boy oh boy, did I connect. Columbus Clippers, ring your bell. And I knocked Patrick clean out. Luckily, his glasses were so thick at the time, those didn't break. But, man, oh man, I was scared. I was so scared. Just thinking that my mom was going to take away my mini baseball bat. But luckily, the adults in the area, the medical staff, were paying attention to a kid wildly swinging around a bat. So they picked him up and they took him in, and they're doing the light check on his eyes, checking out for all the damage that had been caused. And they gave him a prescription of an ice pack and to sleep that concussion off. 90s doctors, get it down. So I'm telling you this because despite many lingering issues, I'm hoping that'll give some insight into you for what's wrong with Patrick. It's early childhood brain trauma. And honestly, I'm glad that we're not at the Adrian Broom and Patrick wedding. And that he didn't do. That incident aside, rating myself on a completely unbiased brotherly scale, I would say I was the perfect brother. I helped Patrick keep his fishing addiction in check through constant whining, nagging, complaining and crying to not have to go fishing. And I helped him win more matches in Halo 2 than he ever should have won. And I've got a short transcript right here to share what that was like. Just kidding. I just wanted to see your reaction. My mom, my beautiful but sometimes scary, but still beautiful wife, made sure that that was omitted before I finished the speech. So, even now at your wedding, right now, I'll never stop bragging about you getting Package Handler of the Month at FedEx. We're all so proud of you. You truly made package 2 times.
Get it right.
You made package handling an art form. Good job, Pat. And there, for the first time, and also I was there for the first time, you decided to take Dad's car for a spin. You gotta put it in reverse. Our memories differ a little bit. But for me, it's 2 kids sitting in the front seat of a running vehicle. Great parenting again. Thanks to Dad. Patrick's sitting behind the wheel, of course, and I'm as far away from the wheel as possible. No way. And the car's put into reverse, allegedly, by me, allegedly. The door's automatically locked because the car's moving. And next we see my dad, who's not a runner, ever, start running by, and he's trying to frantically open the door. And so we see Dad running, and then we just start hearing, "Unlock the door! Unlock the door!" And we keep seeing him running, and he's yelling, and then we see him disappear underneath the side of the door. And then we felt the curb. What can I say? Pat, you shouldn't have been in the driver's seat. Now, supposedly, in this speech, you're not supposed to bring up exes. But before your time, Patrick accumulated quite the number of exes. They ranged from manic to stalker to plain old vanilla. The number of Patrick exes grew and grew and grew. And grew. It's good throughout the years. Until they were scattered across the continental United States. And to the point where we actually started tallying girls by states. So we just started giving them numbers. And since I'm confident this is the only time Pat's ever going to let me speak on his behalf, I just wanted to congratulate you, Patrick, and you, Florida 7. But I'll never forget the first time that I knew Adrian and you were special. Because Mom told me, and because you completely denied everything that I asked you. The conversation was, "Mom, did you hear that your brother's in a relationship?" I said, "What?" He said, "She met someone named Adrian." I said, "Oh, Adrian?" I was thinking, Adrian's a girl, Vaughn. Oh, got it. So, Adrian, welcome to the family and the curse of the poor last name. Enunciations, Nespeca. It's pretty straightforward, but we've gotten Nespeca, Nespeca, and I've even gotten a NECA. Yeah, they just took out their own letters. But eventually you'll get to somebody who will be really proud whenever they can phonetically read a word. It's a pretty proud moment for them. So yes, Broom, you've had it easy, girl. Adrian, in all seriousness, you looked absolutely stunning today. And I compare that to Patrick, who you shaved your head to look more bald. Must have been really hard. Yeah, genetics. But you convinced her to marry you. And you got her parents' blessing. I'll never forget the call after you got that, and you said, "What a bunch of suckers." Well played, bro. seriously, because I know how much Patrick loves fishing, it's time to reel it in. Sorry, that line was so terrible, I had to leave it. But in all seriousness, Patrick, I want to say thank you. Thank you for the proud honor of being your third choice for best man. Not sure I deserve it, but I'm honored. I couldn't have asked for a better big brother. We've had our fights, our ups, our downs, our goods, our bads. But no matter what, I always knew you had my back, and I'll always have yours. I love you like a brother. And Adrian, our time together has been limited, but in that short amount of time, you've always been outgoing, loving, caring, warm, and you love my brother. We couldn't be happier you're part of the family. My kids love calling you Aunt Adrian. And my mom and dad love calling you their daughter. And Mandy and I love calling you her sister. Alright, seeing the two of you together is truly complete. Your strengths are each other's weaknesses. And although I'm sad, Pat lives in Florida. Don't take a picture. I'm glad he's home with you. I want to overdo the advice, but two pieces that have helped me are each day, remember that love is a choice that you make every day. Each day, choose to give yourself to each other more and make a conscious effort. Love doesn't keep score. Sorry, I suck. Huh?
Doing great.
All right. I'm not good with sappy stuff. All right.
Only don't play crow.
Huh?
Only don't play
All
crow.
right. Yeah. So, Adrian, Patrick, I wish you nothing but the best. A long and healthy life together. And on behalf of the wedding party and guests, thank you for the privilege to be a part of this special day. Yeah, that's good. To the parents, because without you, none of this could have happened, gives me immense pleasure to introduce